Welcome to EURUSD review from Friday, March 28th. It was an awesome day for a lot of great setups, a lot of things I want to talk about. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to do the review during the weekend. I'm now getting into it. I'm catching up on food, catching up on work, but let's try to get as much stuff as we can done so that I can update the levels for the Sunday evening session as well as Monday morning. I'm going to go to a 45-minute chart. Actually, let's go to a 4 hour real quick. First of all, I just want to again highlight something I've been going on about every day, which is the bull flag that we've been consolidating around. Obviously, things like bull flags can change as the range progresses, and this one might be even taking in this area now too. But I'll worry about that after I update the levels today. Right now, just want to talk about how we've been inside this consolidation for a while since the beginning of March, and how important it was in the action both today, this past week, and whatnot. One more thing I want to discuss is these blue levels. They're like macro levels that I have found over time have significant influence on price. A lot of consolidation around them, in between them, above and below in the past, and that has played out pretty true here too. You can see consolidation below here for and this is 4 hours. So from like Friday until Tuesday before taking off. You see a back test, a breakdown, a back test, other breakdown right there, and then a push through, a flagging consolidation above it before setting the high of March. Come back to back test it again and give you a nice trade. One more failed breakdown of that area that went back up, and then finally a breakdown of that area. Then we've just been kind of going downwards for most part. However, been great setups in that area. Now, just going back to the bull flag, obviously I'm going to update it afterwards. And then last thing I'll say is people knew that this was an area of interest. That's how things work. So what did price do? They got just close enough, but did not tag it, and then bounced from around 733 all the way up to 843. So almost 110 points in a matter of maybe 2 days, I guess, from Wednesday evening until Friday evening. I'll do levels and stuff, but a really good bull case for me right now would be to see price completely like sell for a while. Whether we get some good setups in between will be fine, but what would be nice is if we can sell and touch this level, dip and recover it. That would be a setup, or at least tag it and then recover this low, and that could be a good setup. It might be one of the last chances to get on board for a ride up, or it could be the next area of consolidation, hopefully, before we break down. But either way, I do think this level might not be done because we didn't tag it directly, and I do believe in my levels over the long term. I'm going to go to a 45-minute chart. Let's get into Thursday evening into Friday. So as usual, I do my levels between 4 to 6 p.m. In the evening Eastern time. That's when price usually settles down a little bit before heading into the next session. So around this time is when I did my levels. I had noticed that this was a previous resistance in the past, and then we would push through it kind of, and then like broke down from there, and then we were kind of just pushing back towards it. So I knew this level was important. I felt that if we could reclaim this level, the next, if nothing else happened and we just stayed above here, I wanted to see like a push through, a little bit dip, and then a push through again to go long. Otherwise, the next setup I was looking for was a dip in recovery or a failed breakdown. And this is a major zone. As you can see, we've been like around it all week. So, and from earlier this March as well. So I was looking for something around this level to go long, ideally. Um, we got that dip in recovery close to around like middle of the night on Friday. As you can see, we dipped here around 245, dipped again, offered a setup, but not the best quality setup. But I want to see something like this. I want to see price get flushed, and then come back, recover, and then hold that. If you did that, it was kind of choppy here. I can't lie, but you really wouldn't have sold unless like you could have entered a small position and put your stop loss here, knowing that there's space. Sometimes you'll get like multiple fill breakdowns before the actual move, which happened at 2:45. I'm not awake at that time. Usually I try to wake up early, but I don't think that's feasible for me. Maybe 3:34 or even 3 o'clock. But anyways, moving forward, what we did get is a great sell. down from that zone. So when I was waking up around 4 or 5, I was happy to see that we were down. As you can see, the bull flag support played a huge role. Let's go into a 15 minute. I want to show you like what I was seeing and why I went long at 8 o'clock, and what I was seeing. So here, obviously, we're like close to the bull flag. We bounced, dipped and recovered. Exact touch of this minor level. Confluence gives me confidence in the levels. Bounced, came back down, and then we tagged this level almost exact and bounced, and then we just went up to the next level up. So one could have just done a direct tag right there. That is a setup. If you see price come down and start pushing around 65 was is the low, so around like 67, 68, you could have went long, and 68 to 76, 75 is 6, 7 points, so it's a decent trade, but it's not enough for me to go yet. I'm looking at, we had sold down, so I'm looking for something like with strong momentum. And I noticed that, 1, 2, 3, 4 lows, and we were like really holding this level. So I had confidence that we were gonna push through. So I was ready to go long. Um, this is my point of reference here for failed breakdowns. There's a cluster of lows that I was looking to recover. So I didn't want to go long here. It was low confidence, but if we could push through this level and reclaim these clusters with this green trigger being the long, I was ready to do it. And lo and behold, we got that. So it was a great failed breakdown. I had that setup written out. These were the lows that we were reclaiming. A cluster, not a single low. That's totally fine. And obviously the trade worked out. I'm not going to describe how many points and stuff. If you have questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll answer them there. But long story short, great trade. Multiple ways to enter it. The main one I would look for is a recovery of these lows, because we didn't get a direct tag. We didn't get a dip in recovery where price went below or it tagged one of these levels. So I didn't have high confidence that we were done with that level. So I wanted to wait for the next level up to reclaim and use a low from before if I had available to set up a failed breakdown. We got that. That was awesome. Then price went up. It pushed through. Look how I respected the zone, and then it pushed off of that level as well for the next zone up. I also had in my setups a reclaim of this level. So if you had missed this and you had missed and nothing else transpired over here, in terms of, well, actually, excuse me, um, if we hadn't come down here and we had just stayed up here, then I was looking for a reclaim of this level, and that played out here as well, because if you see, we tagged it and we sold back down, and then we started pushing up. We pushed up, came back a little bit, consolidated above, and then started pushing up again. Here at 9:45 is when you could go long if you were a little bit risk averse. But realistically, you see how we tagged this and came down, and then we went back and pushed up into it. You could go long here, and your stop loss would be kind of dependent on your risk tolerance. So from 802 to the low here is 36 points. That's way too much, so it's a little risky. So what you could possibly do is enter a small position, maybe a quarter position, and then wait for see how price reacts, and then you see the consolidation that should give you confidence, and then you see the direct tag of that zone exactly in the bottom, and then you start pushing up from 801 up to like 805, 806, even 4 or 5 points. Like, all right, I'm gonna enter another half maybe, or even a full position. Realistically though, you don't want to be stuck over here. You want to be entering over here. You want to be entering here ideally, or even here if you can understand how to read how price was basing and consolidating above that level, and that it was probably a strong zone of support. Moving forward, I want to just talk about real quick how, again, levels were respected. Levels respected here, levels respected here, level respected here as well. You can see a push and a tag, dip back down, another push, a real push through, which is a reclaim trigger. The first one just a tag that tells you that the price is, interested in that area. This one's a trigger that, okay, push right through. You can go long here too. Obviously, here you could maybe do a short stop loss below this area right here, and that worked out as well right here for a nice gain. And then moving forward as well, I want to just show you how we tag this level direct. This says BD, right? So that's a breakdown back test. The reason that that was a breakdown back test is because where do we break down from in this area? Well, you can see right here. Well, we consolidated around this area for a while, and then finally this level was the one where we tested it one more time and then sold down from there. We back tested it here once and then sold down to set the low for the most recent low. So clearly in my mind, I'm thinking price will come back. If it does come back to this area, it's gonna wanna back test this and it's gonna possibly sell. but people know that. So what did they do? They went up to the next level up. They trapped shorts, people that were trying to go long directly. They didn't wait, and then they went up one more level, probably caught those shorters, and then they finally sold. So, that's the lesson for today. There were so many different things, but prices were respecting levels really well. Right now, my opinion is uh, we could probably consolidate in this area, maybe even as low as this major zone, retag this, and then possibly keep going up. What I would love to see is continued pullback, so that we'll see more bullish nature after, but that's not for me to say. I'm gonna have to adjust this bull flag, and the fact that we almost got to it but didn't quite tag it is also of peak interest for me. I really think that we should be able to tag this bull flag or even push through a little bit and then probably sell and continue this consolidation. Big news on April 2nd for the tariffs. I think it's going to possibly hurt the market if it's whatever it does, it doesn't matter. But if it does hurt the market, I think it would help Euro USD. So just want to talk about how plenty of opportunities to go long here. You never want to be one going long too much above. You want to be the one that's getting long early as possible, but not too early. Be patient, wait for a reclaim of a level that shows you that was of interest, has a low that you can work with. A lot more to come. Let me update these levels and get back to you guys. Have a great day.